Good morning, seventh grade. Today, Monday, we are going to be wrapping up our unit that we had been studying and taking a transition into our third unit, which will carry us through the third quarter. Today, we're going to be taking a look at our transition in between Unit 2, the powers that be, and justice served. There are going to be some similarities between the content that we had been looking at in the second and into the third unit. Much like the last story that we looked at concerning Rosa Parks, today's lesson that we're going to be looking at deals with a very important event which happened during the civil rights movement at the end of the 1950s. Today we have an excerpt from a story entitled Warriors Don't Cry. Some of you may already be aware of certain students who had to be escorted into their school in Little Rock, Arkansas. These 9 teenagers experienced something that most of us will never have to experience in our lives. The autobiography, the excerpt from which we are reading, Warriors Don't Cry by Melba Patillo Beals, examines the thoughts and feelings as she integrates into the all-white Central High School amid these racial tensions. We read about some of those tensions which had existed as we looked at our story of Rosa Parks prior to our Christmas break. And our account that we are going to be studying this week also gives us a little bit of insight into these racially charged actions which were happening during the late 1950s. As we go through our story today, you are going to notice that there are a couple of different summaries that are listed, and the audio portion for them is going to help you to go through that. Your story today has an audio which is only about 6 minutes in length. So as you go through today's assignment, it probably won't take you much more than 15 minutes total to do. So as you're keying in on these racial tensions in the 1950s, we have an introduction with a short video and a description of what preceded the Little Rock Nine. There are a couple of key vocabulary words. Once again, you're dragging and dropping them in there, and then you are putting your original sample sentence in there. Be sure you complete both parts. When you take a look at your corrected assignment, you will notice that they are graded and scored according to whether or not you have used the definition correctly or not. The page we started out on here, this for tab number 3, again gives us some information concerning the background to our author and her involvement in the Little Rock Nine, and then again that 6-minute excerpt. And as we conclude the lesson for today, I have 3 questions that you'll be responding to concerning the short excerpt. Again, using the split screen will be helpful so that you can go back and get that correct information from there. And then today, our last 2 items are concerning 2 terms that we find used in our story here. The first is distraught, and the second word that I want you to take a look at and identify is bayonets. And some of us are aware of this term because this is one that was used in history concerning something that was found on the end of soldiers' rifles. So your assignment for today, January 4th, is to take a look at this short excerpt concerning the Little Rock Nine. Complete the vocabulary section, the 2 parts. You're doing your short reading again. Please use that audio section, which will help you. 6 minutes of listening and then several minutes to go through these questions. And when you've finished again with your responses, you get to the end of number 5, you'll have the opportunity to submit your assignment. Again, I'm breaking these assignments up into small chunks, so please complete your work on the day that it's assigned. It makes things a whole lot easier so that things don't pile up toward the end of the week. That is it for today's assignment. Again, if there are any questions concerning this, please do contact me by way of GoGuardian. Have a great day.